Hello, and thank you for joining us in 2020. Welcome to the new decade, 2020 winter season. My name is Isaiah Rojas. That's our contact information right there. What we want to do today is just review the overview of the program coming up for basketball, give you guys a couple of details as far as what to expect opening day and during the season, and just make sure we're all on the same page as we get into this new program. So let's jump right into it. First off, as a league, I9 Sports, our whole focus is on providing a fun, safe, quality instruction, and sportsmanship-based program for our kids. Whether they're a 4-year-old playing for their very first time or a 14-year-old playing for their 15th season, we want to make sure that above everything else, the kids have fun and they're allowed to enjoy themselves, allowed to participate, and allowed to really get as much as they can from the sports experience. So as adults, we all have a role to play in making this happen. As parents, we want you guys to be out there supporting your kids, using encouraging and positive words and actions. Coaches will teach sportsmanship by being fun, supportive, and positive role models, and our staff will be out there to promote fair play through a safe, organized, and fun environment. If we all fulfill our roles, we meet our values, our expectation is that your child will have fun, learning about teamwork and sportsmanship through good instruction and role modeling, all the while building self-confidence, making new friends, and creating great sports memories. Because this is what this is all about, guys. For I9 Sports, we're not focused on creating the next Luka. We're not focused on creating the next elite athlete. We want to make sure that kids have fun, enjoying themselves while they're playing. Right now, 70% of kids are dropping out of sports by the age of 13. So we want to make sure that, and the number one reason that they give is it's just not fun anymore, whether it's coaches, whether it's playing time, whether it's parents or expectations or competitiveness. It's just not, their kids just aren't enjoying themselves the way they used to, and that's why they're dropping out. So above everything else, we want to make sure that we're providing a fun, safe place for kids to play and enjoy themselves and enjoy this great sport of basketball. So looking at the season coming up, a couple dates that I wanted to mention as so we have league locations. We have 3 locations for the winter program. We have locations at Clark Middle School and Griffin Middle School in Frisco, and we have a program and location at Wilson Middle School in Plano. Make sure you go online right now to sign up for snacks, and I can show you how to do that very shortly. Equipment needed for the season: basketball and athletic shoes, shorts, or athletic pants. Either one of those work fine, and that can be any color. The jerseys are going to be a black and red reversible jersey. So it's a black and red, and then like a dark gray on the other side. Mouth guards, we do recommend these for all of our ages. We do sell them on site for $3. Water bottles, definitely recommended for all of our players, even though there is a water fountain on site. And we also recommend a personal basketball for your kids. We will provide 2 to 3 basketballs for each team to utilize during practice, but a lot of times those get taken up pretty quickly, and it's always good to have the kids having their own balls, whether it's a shooting drill, passing drill, or dribbling drills. It does help a little bit. So those are different sizes depending on your age groups. So 4 and 5-year-olds is Tykes, 6 and 7-year-olds is the Pee Wee, 8 to 10-year-olds is a junior, and 11 to 14-year-olds is our senior division. And then a new thing that we'll be doing is a coach's clipboard. And so we'll be reviewing this at our coaches meeting, but this is something that the coaches will pick up and drop off before and after every single practicing game. So it just allow you guys to be more organized, have more resources, and be ready for the day to come up. Okay, so a couple things that I want to touch on real quick. Opening day is coming up on January 18th. For all of the locations that we use, it's a dual gym, meaning that there's a game court and a practice court, just like you see here in the diagram. So you'll come in through the hallway and you'll enter into the game court or the practice court. So the courts are labeled 1 and 2 on the game court side and 3 and 4 on the practice court side. So depending on your age group and the time that you arrive, you might have a practice and game on the same court for our little kids, for example. But if you're an older child, between the ages of 8 to 14, most likely you're going to be doing is practicing on one of these courts on the side, 3 or 4, and then you'll play your game, move over to play your game on the game courts. So on opening day, when you guys arrive, we'll greet you in the hallway, we'll have you come into the gym, and then right at the meeting time, so it's going to stay on your schedule, 8:40, for example, 9:15, whatever time it says for arriving for that first day of the season. We're going to have you guys meet right around the center court. Our staff is going to do a quick introduction meeting, introducing yourselves to the program and the staff and the people there. At that point, we're going to recognize our coaches, and then we're going to hand each coach their jersey bag as well as their coach's bag, or their coach's envelope. And in those envelopes are going to be welcome booklets, the program guide for the week, for the season, their coaches' clipboards, pen, sportsmanship medals, basically everything that you need for yourself as coaches and for the parents that we're going to be providing for you guys as well. So when you guys get your equipment and get your coaches' bags and get your team bags, at that point we'll have you go to one of your courts to hold your practice. So again, we'll all meet in the middle, and then once that meeting is done, we'll send one team to each court, and you guys will go to each court, and that's when you'll distribute your jerseys, do a quick introduction meeting, and that's when the coaches can pull out their coach's clipboard, pass out the welcome booklets to all the parents, and update his roster with the jersey numbers for each child. That way the coaches can recognize the kids quicker and get to know their names quicker. So they can write down when Bobby gets number 13, they can write down number 13 next to Bobby's name on the roster. And so when he's looking at his roster trying to figure out, hey, how come number 13 is not paying attention to me? What's his name again? Bobby. There it is. It makes it much easier. Once that team meeting is done, the jerseys are on, everything's ready to go. At that point, you guys will stay on your half court, and you guys will hold a practice between 30 to 50 minutes. And then once the game is done, practice is done, whether you're on the same court or have to move courts, you guys will head over to the game court and you'll start the game. Again, another 30 to 50 minutes depending on your age group. On opening day, please arrive 5-10 minutes early and come ready to practice. It's not just a meeting, it's a full practice and a full game that day. During the team meetings, as parents, make sure you inform your coaches if you're going to be missing a game. Coaches, make sure you inform your parents if there's a day you're going to be gone, that we can get some support on that day. And inform your team if your child has any allergies to any food. That way on snacks, we're not providing something that the kids are allergic to. Also, parents, please be willing to assist your child, especially that first day of the season. If they're a new kid, first time playing sports or first time playing any sport at all, or the sport of basketball, it's always good to have extra parent support. Our coaches are all volunteer parent coaches themselves, so we want to make sure that we give them the support that they need. So if your kid is looking like he needs some extra attention and support and direction while he's out there, please don't just sit back and watch our coaches struggle or watch your kids kind of struggle. Get out, assist, help out. It does improve the experience of our players and help our coaches as well. For the season, we just want to go over a couple things real quick on this. Kids are placed on teams based on their average age. So we look at the age of the child at the last day of the season. That's how those are determined. And we have 4 divisions this season. Each team is going to have anywhere between 7 to 10 kids, or 7 to 11 kids, and teams are coached by our parent volunteer coaches. All of our coaches are background checked, have gone through the coaches meeting, and have gone through an application process to make sure that they know and have the resources that they need to be prepared. All of our coaches will also be supported by on-field, on-the-court sports coordinators. So there'll be one coordinator assigned to every single court to assist, to help, to lead if needed, and to make sure that the kids are getting good quality instruction and having a good time. So if there's ever any questions, issues, complaints, problems, concerns, please make sure you reach out to our coordinators on the court. You can find them in their I9 Sports staff shirts. And if there's something positive, if you see your coach doing a really great job, you want to nominate him for the Coach of the Week, or you just want to give some positive feedback, we'd love to hear that stuff as well. And we are looking for coaches, especially in our 8 to 10-year-old division. That's the division this season is a little bit short on coaches, so we are looking for some coach help. So if you're interested and available, we'd love to get you to support us. So you can contact me or just go on the website and volunteer and click on the volunteer application there. So here's an example of what a typical day will look like. You guys will arrive to the courts. You'll head straight to your practice courts. If you're not sure exactly what your practice court is or where your team is, you can always check in with our staff right at the entrance, and they can direct you to where you need to go. Once the practice starts, the coach is going to do skills, techniques, and playbooks and drills to develop the skills of the players. They'll have a water break. We'll get ready and play our game. And then after the game is done, we'll do handshakes in a parent tunnel. And then after that, with your team, you'll wrap up with team snacks, and the coaches will distribute a sportsmanship medal to the child who best exemplifies the sportsmanship trait for that week. So it's just a way for us to reward not only the performance and the outcome of the game, which is not as important as the attitude and the effort that's being displayed out there. So that sportsmanship award is something that the coaches will give to each and every player. So each player will get one throughout the season to recognize the sportsmanship that they display when they're on the court. After the game is done, coaches, you'll take your coach's clipboard. You'll make sure you update the clipboard with who won the sportsmanship medal that week by putting their date next to their name. And then you'll hand that, as well as any balls or cones, back to the coach, back to the staff at the check-in table before you leave the game, before you leave the gym. So some regular season notes that I wanted to mention real quick. No food or drink is allowed in the gym, so we want to make sure that you're aware of that. So that includes coffee and Starbucks, and I'm sure you'll all be needing it, especially on a cold winter day. Please pick up trash after you leave the gym. Before you leave the gym, do not drop off your child and leave. We expect all parents to be present throughout the entire process, from practice to game. I understand that emergencies happen from time to time, but if there is an emergency or an issue on the court with your child and you're not there, it does, we want our parents to be there. Obviously, we can call you and we have your information there, but we want our parents to be supporting their kids, cheering them on, and creating that fun, positive experience. And players love when their parents are there, cheering them on positively and giving them support and encouragement. That doesn't mean yelling and screaming at them when they make mistakes. That means, all encouraging words, and you can't happen if they're not there. So please make sure you're there the entire time. Arrive prepared and informed each week. Know what color jersey you're wearing, know what coach you're with, what team you're with, who your opponent is, where your practice court is. All that stuff helps you to have a better experience. If you show up every single week not knowing where to go, who to be with, what to do, it just causes for more of a confusing, disorganized experience for you. And all this information is available to you right now, and I'll show you how to access that. Awards during the season. On top of the sportsmanship awards, at the end of the season, we do awards for all of our teams. So for the Tykes and Pee Wee division, we do participation awards for every single player. For our junior division, we do first and second place trophies for the championship teams, and all other teams will get a participation award. For our senior division, that's for our 11 to 14-year-old age group, it's participation. It's first and second place trophies only. So we're kind of age appropriately handing out awards to our players and introducing competition along the way. A couple of safety and sportsmanship notes. If in doubt, sit them out is our policy. If a kid gets injured or hurt or has an issue on the field, on the court, rules are enforced, and enforcement of the rules may vary by age. So for 4 and 5-year-olds, you may see 2 dribbles and 10 steps, and then 2 dribbles again and 10 more steps. And that's okay. We want the kids to learn, to develop, to have fun. And we're not going to be blowing the whistle and everything. But as the kids age up and through the different divisions, we are going to be slowly enforcing and implementing the rules a little bit more, and utilizing teaching moments as much as possible to make sure the kids are ready. Any inappropriate language or behavior will not be tolerated. This is a recreational league. This is a fun program, and it's just not fun watching parents yell and scream at an official or another coach or at each other. Kids are there to enjoy themselves, and we want our parents to do that as well, and that can only happen if you're able to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience for what it is. These are kids playing basketball, and we want to make sure that our parents are behaving appropriately. And then, one thing that we focus on a lot is the emphasis on effort and the attitude of the players and our parents and coaches over the outcome of the performance. They're not going to win every game. They're not going to score 10 points every game. They may lose every game and score 2 points every game, but we want to make sure that we're rewarding and we're focusing on the effort that the kids are showing, the positive attitude that they're showing on the court, and that's what's going to turn into a positive experience more so than the wins and losses. Okay, so a couple of dates to remember. January 17th, I'm sorry, that should be 18th, is opening day. February 8th is picture day, 22nd is playoffs for our older divisions, and 29th is the season finale. And then here's a couple of resources to make sure that you come to the field or come to the court prepared. And let's go over some of those now. So the best resource available to you is the i9sports.com website. Each and every single parent has their own website with their own information and login and all their team's information. So it includes their schedule, picture day schedule, updated game attendance. You can sign up for snacks. You can communicate with the league and the coach. And it's all accessible anywhere you have a smart device. So what that looks like is just like this. So once you log on, which is right here at the top with your email address and password, once you log in there, you'll go under My Account. Under the My Account tab, you'll see My Schedule. And if you have multiple children, it'll have a tab for each. This is a schedule for flag football, but it's exactly the same for basketball. So as you'll notice here, it has the dates, arrival time, practice time, directions if you have any travel games, what court you're practicing on, where's your game field, game court, who your opponent is, what color jersey you're wearing. You can sign up for snacks. If there's a date that you're going to be missing, you can update your attendance and much, much more. So everything that you need every single week is going to be on this page. And it's always the most up-to-date resource available to you guys. Team snacks, like I mentioned before, all you got to do is click on the date that you want. A little box will pop up. You'll click on your name, you'll submit, and now you're signed up for snacks. Nice, easy, and convenient. And like I said, I would plan on 10 snacks per team. And if you have 10 kids on your team, maybe 1 or 2 extras for the coaches. They work hard and they appreciate a good snack as well. Besides the website, we will send out a weekly newsletter every single Wednesday afternoon, giving you guys updates on who's traveling that week for games, picture day information, league information, everything that you need coming up for the next upcoming game. So make sure you do open that up every single Wednesday afternoon. And again, if you have any questions, issues, or concerns, check in with one of our on-site staff. Each location has a site manager who's in charge of the operations there at that location, and also we'll have 2 to 3 extra coordinators helping on the courts with practice and games. So any questions, issues, concerns, if there's something that's not meeting your expectations, please let our staff know. Let us correct it. Let us fix it. Let us make an improvement to it. That way you can have the best experience possible. All right, guys, so one final note. Our program is, the rosters are set for the season as well as the schedule. That was both sent out earlier this week. But we do still have a couple available spots left in almost every division. There's a couple that are sold out and blocked off already, but almost every division does have a few spots open. So if you have a friend that's interested, you can use the Refer a Friend link. Again, this is on your i9sports.com website. The great thing about this program is if you refer 10 new people that register using that link that you send to them, that's $10 per person. That's $100 towards your next registration. And all you did was share the program with them. And then now that, not only are you getting that extra $100 or $10 per person, but now your kids are able to play with friends and they can enjoy the experience much better. Because we all know that playing time, your teammates, playing with friends, and appropriate competition are the 3 things that coaches or that players really love and really allows them to have fun out there. So this is just a great way to do that. Make sure you do follow us on social media, I9 Sports in Frisco and Plano. We have an Instagram and Facebook accounts there. We have great contests, pictures, videos, and highlights of the weekend, and lots of good information and content on there. So make sure you check those out. And lastly, we want to make sure that we shout out our business partners who support us, including the Frisco Chamber of Commerce, Jump Zone, and Jungle Joe's. All right, guys, so that's it for today's presentation. If you have any questions, again, here's our contact information. This is a very busy time of the season for us as we get prepared for the start of the season, which is just less than 2 weeks away. So it may take me, 1 to 2 days to get back to you, but I will respond to every email as soon as I can. All right, guys, well, thanks so much, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the courts very soon. Have a good day.